7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up guys, welcome to today's vlog. Today I have a brand new tool to show you guys. So we're gonna do a haircut with this tool as well. This is the Donald Scott Twist. So you guys have seen the carving comb in a lot of my videos, which has the 100% cut side, the 50% carved side, and usually a comb. Well, this is the Twist, which has a twisting, rotating handle, so you can choose whatever comb you want to. So we're gonna use this tool and also announce that it is available on freesaloneducation.com. You can get it for $34.95. Really cool tool to work with and add to your collection. So the haircut that we did today is a nice long haircut. I wanted to do a long layered haircut because I believe that a lot of people get confused with elevation and razor cutting. So I wanted to show you guys how elevation and razor cutting works well together and how you can create different elevations without actually elevating the hair. I know that sounds very confusing. So the mannequin that we cut today, this is the nice soft fringe that we create. Also some nice layering throughout the haircut. So you can see nice soft, a lot of texture, but it's a soft haircut. It doesn't look like it was razored, and that's the whole point of the cut today. So I hope you guys like the technique. We're gonna get started. Here we go. All right, guys, so you're going to start off this haircut by parting your guest's hair in the natural way that they want to wear it. So if they wear it on the left-hand side, part it on the left-hand side. If they wear it on the right-hand side, do it that way. We did it on the left-hand side for this demonstration. Then I go from the high point of the head, the apex, down to behind the ear. Then I draw a line from that point at the apex all the way to the opposite side, pretty low, right below the parietal ridge, kind of the recession point of the head, to section off the top section. Looks more like a triangle. And then I go from the apex down to behind the ear and separate that triangle. So we're basically creating 3 different triangles on the front of the head to separate the front and the back. I like to braid off the hair. It seems to be a good way to section. It also is a good presentation for your guest as well. You don't have to use as many clips, but it keeps the hair nice and separated and pulled away nice and tight. So we did a couple braids and then clipped it away. Now I'm going to go across the occipital bone. So I went vertical, straight back, and then across the occipital bone to create my panel. Then I do the same thing on the opposite side and twist that up and clip it away. So creating 2 sections on the back, and then I start working straight down in the back of the head. Now I did say we were going to use a razor in this cut. We are, but I like to clean up the bottom of the haircut to start this one off to get a nice clean guideline and pick my length when I do a razor cut. I don't want the bottom of this haircut to look too broken. If you wanted it to be kind of broken up, a little more textured looking, then you definitely could go in with the razor and cut the baseline. But I'm just holding everything down at a nice 0-degree angle and creating that cut. Now check out the angle that's created by holding the hair down at a 0-degree angle. Because of the head shape and how the head shape curves in from the occipital bone down, you get that 45-degree angle by holding the hair all the way down. So you're getting a nice soft bevel on the edge. Now this is the Donald Scott Twist. This is the new tool that we have on freesaloneducation.com. Love this tool because it's nice and compact. It's a small version of the carving comb, but it has the same functionality, and it also allows you to use whatever comb you want to. So if you're more used to using a traditional razor, or you're just doing a razor cut and you're not adding too much scissor work in there, this is a great tool for that. So now I'm going to bring everything out vertical, 1/2-inch section, bring it out to me, nice quick strokes with the razor. The quicker the stroke with the razor, the more of a line that you create. So if you're trying to create more of a precision feel to a haircut, if you do quick strokes with it, you're going to get a more precision feel. The larger the stroke, the more layered you're going to get the hair. So now I'm going to show you guys a demonstration on if you use a larger stroke with the razor. So we created a tighter stroke to create more foundation on the base part of the haircut. Now I'm going in with a much larger stroke, and also look at the angle I'm using that razor with. No matter what razor you're using on the hair, it should be at a 45-degree angle as you go in to cut the hair. But because I'm using such solid heavy strokes with the razor, you're going to see that when I go to elevate it up, it's just like holding it out at pretty much 90 degrees. So the more heavy you are with the strokes on the razor, it's just like holding the hair way up in the air. So a lot of people say, well, how do you cut the hair when you hold it in the air with a razor? You don't have to, because it's all based on how you take the strokes with the razor. Now you can hold it up in the air. There's different techniques for that. But for me, I like to hold the hair down because that's where it's going to fall anyways, and just use larger strokes to remove more bulk and create more of a layered look. So now I separate. I'm working on the opposite side, and because I don't want to work with too much hair in my hand, I kind of flip the top over, so I only work with half of this section. So I go through with that tight stroke again. Everything's coming straight back to me. So customize that to fit your guest. If you want if you want to work with over direction or whatever in the back, you can, and just understand what it's going to do for you. I'm going straight out because I want to create a more balanced feel in the back of the head, as opposed to over direction, which is going to push weight behind the ear, which is not really what I'm looking to create. So now through the top again, heavy stroke with the razor, creating those layers, and this just gives it a nice soft kind of seamless feel to the back of the haircut. Now I'm using a nice fresh razor blade. That's the most important part about razor cutting. A lot of you out there that are afraid of using razors, or you have clients that are afraid of you using a razor, just educate them on the fact that if you use a fresh blade, and also we're using the Donald Scott Liquid Tool Glide, our prepare spray, which prepares the hair for razor cutting. It's a phenomenal product for getting that slip on the hair and keeping the hair nice and conditioned. So now I go through, I create the face frame, and basically the way that I did that, because we kind of rushed through it, I comb the hair down, I slide the razor along the face frame just to create that, but it also leaves a little bit of extra weight in there as well. Now for the top, I comb everything over to me, that entire top section, I bring it over, I do a nice heavy stroke. This is kind of the finale of the haircut, the part that I love the most because it has the most impact in the whole look. You bring it over to you, you cut the entire top, and it's done. And that's the great thing about this haircut and this tool, is that you can cut that much hair at once, condensed cutting, and you get all that movement, all the layers in there to finish off the haircut. So now we're going to go through, we're going to start to blow it dry. I'm going to use Bricato Active, which is a nice oil. It's a finishing oil. I'm going to put that in the hair. It's going to give me a nice sleek look. I brush the product through with my Ergo paddle brush, and then I start my blow dry. I'm going to do a flat wrap around, a little bit of lift with the paddle brush so I don't flatten the hair too much, but just really following the head shape. Don't we all wish we could make hair dry that quickly? And then I go through with my VibraStraight iron. The thing I love most about this iron, if you guys are looking for a new iron, is the fact that it vibrates as you pass over the hair. So it doesn't put as much friction on the hair, so it creates less damage, and it just runs over the hair a lot smoother. Now we're going to go in with our puffin scissor. This is our Mizutani puffins. It's a dry cutting scissor. So I just want to define that face frame just a little bit more. And then I'm going to go through and do some tease cutting. Now I wanted to break down tease cutting. I've done this in many videos, but some of you guys are first time watchers. So as I cut into the hair, I slowly close. So watch my thumb. If you need to rewind it and play it back, watch my thumb and how I close down on the hair. And then you'll get faster and faster at it as you go. But just keep practicing it. It's something you can do while you watch TV, and just go through and slide it. Same focus on this technique, just moving that thumb and go through and slide cutting and breaking up that face frame. Last little bit of a slide cutting technique again, tease cutting technique, I guess. And that's the end look. Add a little bit of firm maximum hold hairspray from Bricato as well. And that finishes off our look. I wanted this to not feel too textured and too undone. I wanted a nice soft cut because a lot of people think that the razor is damaging. A razor is not damaging as long as you have a brand new blade and you prepare the hair the way that it should be done. Hope you guys like it. All right, guys, if you like this cut, then definitely let me know in the comments below. Also, if you would like to pick up a Donald Scott twist on freesaloneducation.com, run over there and do it. I'm also offering 20% off the entire store if you use the code MattBeckVlog. So if you're looking for scissors, combs, clips, anything, go check it out on there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go join fscsocial.com, create a profile, talk to all the thousands of hairdressers on there. I look forward to talking to you on there. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
I could be learning, you could be yearning to see what's behind these closed doors.
All right, guys, on today's vlog, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be making a change to Kiriel's haircut. What she wants to do is to kind of take away this straight fringe. We're gonna move it into more of a side fringe. So I wanna show you guys how to get that started. And obviously it takes time to grow, but getting it cut with that angle is gonna definitely help in that process. Also, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some of this length off of the back. You can see how it just kind of falls and lays pretty flat right now. So we're gonna take it a little bit shorter, bring it up above the shoulders, drop it down the front, kind of a long bob feel to it, and it's gonna be really cool. So I hope you guys like it. It's gonna be salon friendly and definitely a good way to go. Also, Brian's gonna be coloring this, so that video will be out soon as well. So there's gonna be some fun color, cutting, and everything else going on in this cut. So here we go with our step-by-step. Hope you guys enjoy it. All right, so I know you guys are excited about the live model. So there's our part. So that's our part side. And then I take a diagonal back section from the part down to just off the mid crown, and then I go down just below the parietal ridge. It's a little bit off center rectangle on the top of the head, and then I go down center back and then across the occipital bone. So pretty standard sectioning that I normally do on a haircut. We're working with Kiriel's fine hair, so she doesn't have a lot of hair at all. So what I want to do is create a lot of weight in the bottom, but a lot of texture at the same time. So we're going to go through. I'm going to start by using a point cutting technique with my scissor. So I'm not cutting a blunt straight line in the back. I really want to work that texture and create a lot of movement in this haircut. So taking another diagonal forward section, and now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to rest the comb on the head. So you can see how the head shape shifts, how our occipital bone pushes the weight up, and then how if I lay it across the crown, that angle. So that angle is 0 degrees. That's what I want to create when I elevate the hair here. So you can see that elevation coming straight off of the head. So that's giving me, in some places, a 45-degree angle, so it's a nice soft bit of weight. And at the very top of that section, we're working at 0 degrees coming off of the head shape. So that's going to be our heaviest point. So I want to make sure that I don't elevate it lower than that, because if I go lower than that, it's just going to build up super heavy, and it's not going to have any movement to it whatsoever. But if I go too high, then I'm going to layer it too much, and it's going to be too weak at the bottom as well. So this is a good happy medium spot for you guys when you're taking your sections. So everything's being over directed straight back to me. I'm really trying to create more of an even feel to the back layers. But as I get to that corner, there's obviously more over direction because we're rounding the corner. So it starts to push that weight and length forward. Again, using that comb as my tool. So as I take my section, I lay the comb across the head to see that angle. It's just a good visual of how the head shape is shifting throughout the haircut. So again, over directing everything back to me and making my cut, keeping that top of each section at a 0 degree angle. Working my way down the side of the head, taking vertical sections and then just bringing them back to that stationary guide in the back of the head. Trying to keep really clean with my sections, so I'm using the fine teeth of the comb because she's got fine hair, so it's easy to work through it, and it gives me a nice tight tension in the haircut as well, so it's working really well for her hair type. So you can see the movement that the hair now has. It's above the shoulder a little bit, so that was really the goal, was to get it above the shoulder so that it wouldn't be laying so flat across the back. So now we're going to start on the right hand side. The biggest difference between the right hand side and the left hand side is my hand positioning. So now my hand's going to be pointing down. On the opposite side, it was pointing up. So like I've said in many videos, you want to make sure that you're always combing the new hair towards your guideline. So every section that I take, I want to comb that section to the guide instead of pushing the guide from where it lives and bringing the guide to the new hair. Because if you move the guide from where you want it, it's not a guide anymore, and you're totally messing up your whole entire haircut. So just going through, still using the fine teeth of the comb, finger angled down, keeping that at a 0 degree towards the top of the section, and just staying very consistent with my haircut. Working my way through. You can see how that length is getting longer because of the over direction. So I take my next panel down, still working vertical sections. Still, that I'll show you right there, that 0 degree angle, and everything's coming straight back to me. So no over direction. The slightest bit of over direction would be just to the previous panel, previous section, and just working my way through the back. This is why I talk about head shape so much, because head shape plays such a role in how the hair is going to fall. So as I'm working my way around that corner, I'm over directing to the same place, but because the head shape is moving away from me now, it starts to push the length of the hair longer and heavier. So it's the head shape that's doing everything. I'm just combing everything to the same place. So you really want to be aware of how the head shape is moving. So now we're going to work on that top rectangle shape that we had. I'm going to work diagonal back parting, and then I'm going to work a guideline from the opposite side. So on the part side that you can see there, that's where I take my guide from, and I just connect those two sides together. So my finger angle is slightly, it's following the head shape on the opposite side, and I'm just over directing everything back to a stationary guide in the back, and pushing that weight forward. So now we're going to work on the fringe. This is what I talked about. There was a straight fringe, so we want to create an angle. This is something that can't always be done in a day, but we can get it started. So what I'm doing is just shifting the corner of that bang to start the angle. And the one thing I want to make sure that I don't do is go too deep with bringing more and more hair forward. I don't want to cut the longer pieces on top if I don't have to. So we're really creating almost like a fake fringe in the front for now as it grows out. So you can see where I kind of lose the edge towards the top of my finger. That's where it's going to stop connecting. And some of those longer pieces that you see in there as well, I'm going to leave those for the dry cut because I don't want to cut into all those long pieces again if I don't have to. So we're going to blow it dry. We're going to do a flat wrap blow dry using that Ergo paddle brush, the Ergo blow dryer. Drying it nice and quick, a little bit of leafing to add a little bit of volume to it. Never really want a flat dry. And then we're going to go through with our VibraStraight iron and iron out the hair, just keeping it right where it lives. All right, you can see the polish and the shine on the hair. That really comes from just the blow dryer. There's barely any product in this because Brian's going to be going in and adding color. So I didn't want to put a lot of product on the hair because I really want that pink color that we're going to put on there to stick. So just going through, now I'm going to go through with a vent brush. This just kind of airs out the sections a little bit. So I like to use a couple different things. I like to go in with a comb to get more tension on the hair and more separated sections. Then I go through with the brush. Now we're going to do some slide cutting in the fringe area. This is connecting all those disconnected pieces. So the longer pieces I was talking about before that I didn't want to pull over into the section because I don't want to cut them super short. There's no reason to. And I like having some of those kind of longer pieces that separate the bangs anyways. So we go through just using some slide cutting techniques and connecting that top fringe and into the side of the haircut. Now we're going to go through, I just want to lighten up the sides because we've actually kept a lot of weight in there. So I'll just go through with a little bit of tease cutting. Not a lot because she does have fine hair, so I don't want to cut into it too much. But I do want to create that kind of texture and separation in the haircut. This is something that you won't know you want to do until it's dry because you don't know how the density is going to play out from the haircut that you created. So just go through. You may not have to do this if they have really fine hair. If they have really thick hair, you probably would have done the wet cut a little bit different, but you also would do a lot more of that tease cutting. Now I'll go through with my Donald Scott carving comb, and I'm just going to kind of add some pieciness to the edges right in that corner area. So I just pinch the hair and cut it with the carving comb. and that is the end result. So now what Brian does, he goes in, he's going to color it. This video will be coming out, but I want to give you guys a little teaser of that. So he's using a couple different pink colors. He puts one on the root and one on the ends. So I just wanted to speed that up and show you guys that part, because I know you guys are going to want to know that it's the most exciting part of this whole hair thing. So just going through, and he paints, again, the one color on the base and then the other color on the ends. Look for that video. As soon as it's out, I will put the video link in the description, but make sure that you subscribe to our videos, because that's the best way to get the alert when this video comes out. So it should be out in a few days. So now this is the end result. You can see that kind of soft pink on the ends, the darker pink at the root, and just finishing off with a little Bricato hairspray. And that is pretty much the end look. I hope you guys like it. If you do like it, make sure you share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel so you get all the latest alerts as soon as the videos come out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks. All right, guys, if you like that haircut, make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button. This is the end result. Brian colored it. So I hope you guys like the cut. I hope you can use it. Make sure that you check the description below, because as soon as Brian's color video is done, you'll see the description, or the link in the description. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video.